Most rain always starts out as a snowflake. Again, on top of the atmosphere, the temperature is below freezing, even in the summertime. But as that snowflake begins to fall, it will hit a warm layer, especially in summertime when it's like 80, 95 degrees outside. So it will melt relatively fast and fall down as a raindrop. It gets a full melt, and that's just our typical rain. Tonight, and unfortunately, I know we want to start off the week dry, but it's not going to look that way. Rain chances, they're going to stick around as we start off this week. But fortunately, it's going to be warm and dry by the late week as temperatures will be reaching the upper 80s, being a little bit above average for this time of year. I'll have a full look at the forecast and the 7-day coming up as the Delta News at 10 starts now. So as you're planning your day tomorrow, we are expecting those rain chances to be mainly to the east, mainly east of I-55. We'll have a mostly sunny start tomorrow, but we could see some clouds start to build in, start to clear out by 5 p.m., looking to be rather pleasant. Again, those clouds are what's going to keep those temperatures mainly in the lower 80s. So just remember to stay hydrated, take frequent breaks, and find some shade, and try to avoid the high heat of the day. Again, we have some rain chances that are in the forecast, but not a whole lot. We're going to remain mostly dry. I'll have a full look at your forecast coming up as the Delta News at 10 continues. We've been picking up on some decent snowfall, mainly along the inland areas, and much along the coast has been picking up on plenty of rainfall, mainly from Eureka up towards Crescent City, much of the Humboldt and Del Norte coast, picking up on mostly rainfall, but that could transition on over to some snow really later on tonight and going into the early morning hours tomorrow. Good news is temperatures are going to be above freezing during the day along the coast. Looking at feature clouds, this is tomorrow, right around 7 o'clock. We'll see some rain and some snow starting to transition right here along the coast just south of Crescent City. Got strong northerly flow. You can see much of the rain coming off of the coast. And it's starting to transition to some snow and ice as soon as it makes contact around inland areas. And that's the reason for that winter weather advisory. Again, still starts out as a snowflake, but it hits a relatively small warm layer. It's not as deep and also not as warm. It's right at freezing or just about 1 degree over. So what happens is it begins a partial melt. The snowflake itself is unique, and it forms only at the top of the atmosphere. When it hits that warm layer, it will begin a partial melt, and then again, once it hits the freezing layer at the surface, it's deep enough to where it can refreeze, and that's how you get that little ice pellet. Severe weather plan ready, have your tornado safe place ready in case it gets worse, but we'll be watching it closely, expecting next weekend to probably be the worst one this week.
All right, well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Chase.
We did pick up on some sunshine here in the Delta, but the clouds have begun to build mostly up towards the north and portions of Arkansas, where we are tracking some decent amount of rainfall, and they have issued some aerial flood advisories for West Tennessee and portions of Arkansas. This is going to be the same system that will be approaching our area going into the later afternoon hours into tomorrow that could bring us some potential for severe weather. Now, current winds are relatively light out of the south, but they are beginning to pick up in portions of Louisiana, and winds will slowly begin to increase overnight tonight. Current temperatures right now, mainly in the lower 70s, but it's lower 60s up towards the north. 64 for Clarksdale, 74 for Jackson, 76 Vicksburg. It's 72 degrees right here in Greenville. Now, we did break a record over in Greenwood. The high temperature was 82 degrees, which surpassed the temperature of 81 degrees, which was the record set all the way back to 1951. And we tied a record here. It was 1984 was the last time we were this warm. And going into the New Year's Eve, it's warm is definitely probably an understatement at this point. Pretty much the entire southeastern part of the country has been above average. But we do have a lot of strong southerly flow, and low pressure will begin to form up towards the north, bringing with it a cold front that will bring a line of potentially severe storms going into the afternoon and evening hours. This is Saturday about 5 o'clock as that system begins to make its way into the Delta area. And once that cold front passes, we're expecting a good slew of Arctic air to move into our area, which will drop temperatures down to below freezing with the possibility of some snowflakes in the northern Delta. Now, going throughout tomorrow, this is about 4 o'clock. The line begins to form in central Arkansas, but slowly making its way into the northern Delta around Clarksdale. Will be mostly clear in the south Delta, but once we go throughout the afternoon hours and evening, we'll expect widespread potential scattered and severe thunderstorms across the area. So it's going to be a weather active day, so be sure to plan out your day tomorrow. Around the afternoons when we'll start to see some patchy thunderstorms begin to develop, temperature will be about 77 degrees. By 6 o'clock, we'll reach a temperature about 70, and around 6 is when we really expect the highest impact for potential severe weather. We are under an enhanced risk for portions of the Mississippi. It does include the entire Delta News viewing area, portions of eastern Arkansas, Tennessee, and northern central Alabama. Now, as far as what impacts we could see, mainly damaging wind gusts and the possibility for large hail are the main factors that we're looking at. Flash flooding, not expecting a whole lot out of that. That's going to be mainly up to the north in portions of Arkansas and Tennessee. Now, the tornadic threat, it is a possibility, probably about a 4 out of 5, so definitely a severe day. So be sure to have all your devices charged up. Have your tornado safe plan ready. Remember, if a tornado warning is issued, to seek shelter immediately. You can go to an interior room or a basement, somewhere underground are the best places. And as always, have multiple ways to receive weather information as they are issued. Once we get past Saturday, we are expected to drop to a high of 39 on Sunday with the possibility of some snowflakes and winter precipitation. Not expecting a whole lot. The accumulations will be light, not expecting any winter impacts. Lows mainly tonight, mainly in the upper mid-60s, but 70 expected for Indianola, down to the south, Chula and Yazoo City. Highs tomorrow, mainly upper 70s, but we could see some 80s down towards the south, 80 for Chula, 80 Yazoo City. We could be right at or even break some records here in the Delta tomorrow. Now, tonight here in Greenville, expecting a low of 70. Thunderstorms will be possible overnight tonight with increasing cloud cover. Winds will begin to pick up out of the southwest 10 to 50 miles per hour. Once we get past Sunday, again, not expecting a whole lot as far as winter weather, but we could see a few snowflakes in the northern Delta, but no actual impacts from the winter weather. Expecting sunny skies Monday to Tuesday with potential of rain returning going to Wednesday and Thursday of next week.